Jason Rzucidlo reporting for AmericaJR.com, being joined by Nancy Sojka, curator of the new exhibit, In Your Dreams, 500 Years of Imaginary Prints at the DIA. How are you today?
Just fine, thanks.
Very good. First, can you give me some highlights of this new exhibit?
It's a show that really celebrates the life of the mind, the imagination, and we've got some wonderful things in it, from prints that were made in the 1490s by Albert Dürer about the apocalypse, some wonderful prints by Goya, who a lot of people know, a few by Picasso. It includes a lot of big names and a lot of wonderful monsters, actually.
All right. Now, how difficult was it to put this exhibit together?
Well, it's really crazy. It's a crazy show that seems to somehow have put itself together. I knew I had some terrific anchors, like the Goya I mentioned. There's actually 18 Goya from one series. There's 16 Piranesi made in the 1750s of imaginary prisons. So I knew I had these groupings, and around them I put individual prints. So it was actually a heck of a lot of fun, given sort of the nature of the idea. The subconscious dreams, anything that looked realistic but was actually quite wacky.
All right. Now, as you mentioned, there are works from many different artists in the collection. What is being displayed from Pablo Picasso and Salvador Dali?
Salvador Dali did a St. George and the Dragon, and it's actually the second print you come and see in the show, and it's actually paired with an Italian artist who many hundreds of years earlier did exactly the same subject. And for Picasso, we've got one print that shows, I believe it's a minotaur, an imaginary beast fighting in the bull ring, and we've also got his Dreams and Lies of Franco from the 1930s that are a direct commentary on the Spanish Civil War, which of course was so great and near a dear topic to his heart.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, have these art pieces ever been on display before at the DIA?
Yeah, most of them I think have been in and out of shows. A couple of them, like the Goya, the Piranesi, the Picassos. We've also got another artist, Odilon Redon, who was a 19th century French artist represented by two series that would have been out a lot. So typically we do thematic shows, and if a body of work works for the topic of the show, then it might be included. So a lot of these are familiar to viewers, or again, once they see them, they'll know that they recognize the imagery.
Okay. What separates this exhibit from other exhibits you've shown at the DIA?
I don't know what separates it. It is its own entity, and it is this cohesive body of 135 prints from many different cultures across 500 years of time that all speak to the same idea. The crazy thing is the way it ties into some things in the DI collection. I actually think I somehow got the idea for this show in thinking about our great Fuseli painting called The Nightmare that you can see upstairs in the European galleries. And I was also thinking about another wonderful drawing we have in the collection that viewers will have seen often. It's not out on view right now, but the canaletto of an imaginary Italian scene. And somehow those two works of art sort of crystallized into this bigger idea. So it's a cohesive body of 135 works that specifically talk about this small, interesting point of, again, you don't need anything more than a good idea, and that will be your subject.
All right. Now, in which part of the building is this collection located?
The exhibition is in the Schwartz Galleries for prints and drawings.
Okay. Now, how long will these works be on display for?
They're on display through January 2nd.
Okay. Now, is access to the exhibit included with general admission?
Access to the exhibit, yes, is included with general admission.
Anything else you would like to mention about the new exhibit?
No, I think you've covered all the bases pretty well.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Copyright 2010, AmericaJR.com, Detroit, Michigan, USA.